you live your life depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network's speed and strength. Slow means
game over.
But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means
game changing.
Choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life?
Simple eh? Smart ako. When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigafy happiness. Gigafy love. Gigafy friendship. Gigafy dreams. Gigafy hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
The way you live your life depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network's speed and strength. Slow means
game over.
But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means
game changing.
Choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life?
Simple eh? Smart ako. When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigafy happiness. Gigafy love. Gigafy friendship. Gigafy dreams. Gigafy hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
Welcome to a special episode of the CPT Crossover Podcast with Mia Sedaf Tupas. It's a very historic moment for the group here in the CPT Crossover Podcast. We are now part of the Tiebreaker Times podcast family, launched just yesterday, and of course we have a sponsor now. This is the CPT Crossover Podcast is presented by Smart Sports. With Smart, we are simple. Smart, game-changing, simple, smart ako. So thank you so much for the support to the CPT Crossover Podcast. And as you mentioned, we have a very special episode on this Tuesday afternoon, as we have one of the most prominent sportsmen in the country. I've seen him work up close. It's unfortunate that I haven't been able to see him in his prime, in his playing days, but nonetheless, the stories have been legendary about the man that I'm going to interview for this episode. I have the honor of being joined by the one and only Mr. Mariano Nonong Araneta, the president of the Philippine Football Federation and also a member of the FIFA Council. Sir Nonong, magandang hapon. Mayong hapon si mo, Sir Nonong. And it's medyo weird because we know we can speak the same language, pero for the benefit of our viewers on the CPT Crossover podcast, syempre we have to speak Tagalog and English or a mix. But salamat for accepting the invitation on short notice, and I know you have a lot of time on your hands, and it looks like you've been maximizing your time at home. You look very fit. The last time we saw each other, medyo nag-reduce ka, Sir Nonong. Medyo healthy ka ngayon.
Well, of course, with the lockdown, everything is being controlled. You control your diet, and then you have a lot of time to exercise. So that's what I've been doing. Walking for 1 hour and a half. Maybe 5 times a week, and then do some weights, and then really control what food I eat. Before I used to eat maybe if there are 3, may tatlong ulam, you get those 3. But now, you just choose the one. And more vegetables and fruits.
Wow, grabe. Siyempre, nagbabago din yung diet mo for this one. Siyempre, last natin magkasama, medyo maraming tayong nakain nung nagkaroon tayo ng fellowship sa Boracay. But of course, masaya where I'm happy that you look very healthy right now after that scare early this year, nung nagpunta kayo ng Qatar ni Attorney Ed Gastanes, and at least nakabalik ka na and you're okay now.
Yeah, of course. And problema lang, you have your wardrobe.
Mapapa-shopping ka ulit. But nonetheless, you've been very busy because I believe you're trying to fast track this return to play for football in the Philippines, and napakalaking bagay yan because a lot of the sports, the football tournaments in the world, parang unti-unti na nagsisimula, and they're trying to make it back to the pitch. What's the update now? I believe nag-submit na kayo, sir.
Of course, last Friday kasi tumawag sa akin si Chairman Baham Mitra of GAB because he was saying that we have to submit the protocols so that we can submit to IATF for the consideration. So I think we submitted it last Saturday evening, and yesterday it was submitted to the IATF, and right now it is being reviewed by a group of people regarding the documents that we submitted. We submitted a 27-pager, documents, and hopefully IATF will allow our clubs to practice. This is just for the first phase is really to practice, and then the second phase is to play. So we say that if there are no incidents during the practice sessions, then maybe we can resume the playing phase. And we got we utilized the FIFA came out with a document also, the risk assessment, and to start football in each country. So we also use those documents to submit to IATF and of course the WHO documents as well.
Syempre there have been a lot of back and forth debates or discussions na bakit nagmamadali tayong bumalik when there's still no vaccine. Some of the sa Inquirer where I work, we came out with a survey kung majority of the athletes really want to come back, but there's a small portion of that sample na medyo hesitant pa sila because they might be away from their families, they might be and wala pang vaccine, and syempre yung mga risks. How do you assure some of these concerns when it comes to football, Sir Nong?
Of course, number one that we have to consider is safety of players.
Yeah.
And if it's not safe for the players, then might not as well start it. But it has been shown in other countries, that has been worse hit than the Philippines. That they're starting their leagues, they're starting the practice sessions. Of course, Bundesliga has started about 3 weeks ago. They had the two match dates. So and nothing has happened. As far as any cases is concerned. La Liga has already started their practice sessions 2 weeks ago, and they're supposed to start June 8 or June 15. So
English Premier League pa, Sir Nong. I think 17.
Yeah, I mean, these are countries that have worse cases than us, of course, And when you're talking about football, you're in an open air area, You're talking about 8,000 square meters area of the land where only 22 players will play, So it's not a congested area for players, and we will do the necessary tests before even the practice sessions. We will install, disinfectants or all this safety equipment or whatever that will, allow the players to practice safely. So it's on case-to-case basis for each sports, actually, So as for us for football, there's already a precedent in other parts of the world that football is being played, that practices are starting, So as what we said, let us practice first, allow us to practice. And then let's see from there. Let's look. Let's from practice whether we can play after the practice, or maybe 1 month of practices, because the athletes need to practice. And if I'm an athlete, I want to go out and play. And if my safety is guaranteed, then I might as well play, rather than stay home.
As far as the PFL clubs, the consensus is they do want to play, right?
Yeah, they don't want to play. Yeah, they want to play. Yeah. Even the players want to play.
So I think that is clear. No?
We're just starting actually the PFL first with the clubs. Okay, we're not starting with the provincial teams, because it's a different case. The approval will come from the LGUs, and we have to go again make the protocols for each regional football association and how to start football after that.
Medyo you do have a very tough task with so many football associations.
Yeah. But of course, there's a template for that. And if we're successful with the clubs, then we can go to provinces to present those things.
And I believe this will all these games, the practice sessions, isang venue lang. You're planning to put it in the training center in Carmona.
Only in Carmona.
You've also you're going to install lights na din.
Yes. Actually, there are lights already.
May lights na, pero
we just have to energize. We just have to. I think just we have to construct something, but it won't take so long, So Meralco is ready to energize, as soon as we finish that thing,
Sana hindi lang energize, balik din sila sa football yung Meralco. Matagal na yan, long time ago, because they were part of the initial PFL family. And also, you do have a lot of grand plans there. Has this pandemic changed, some of the visions and some of the goals you've set out, especially ngayon na you're on your last term, na parang you there was a lot of momentum after you won the election, no? A lot of good vibes, good positive vibes. Nakita natin may mga a lot of RFAs really coming together to support you. How has this pandemic now affected some of your goals for Philippine football?
Of course, we wanted to start the youth leagues, under 13, under 15, under 17. So all these leagues are at the moment being, postponed, and this should have been the catalyst to put up, a youth academy or a pool of national team players in our youth. But nevertheless, it's just a setback at the moment. But as soon as we will be allowed to start, then we will start again. Just talking about maybe how many months or maybe at most 1 year. But it won't stop us from implementing this or these youth leagues. And women's football also. We were supposed to host the women's tournament.
Oo, sayang yun.
Yeah,
I was really looking forward to that, especially dun sa performance ng women's team natin sa SEA Games.
Yeah, but it has just been postponed, So it will still be on, maybe not now, but in the future. But it's still there. The plans are still there. So that's what I was just nanghihinayang in the youth league. That could have started this year. Imagine 3 age group.
Oo.
National League.
Tsaka yan pa naman yung mga sa'yo. Tira sa'yo ng mga critics mo. Ginamit pa yan na bala sa'yo nung campaign period. Wala masyado daw wala masyado daw na youth football.
Meron man tayong under 15 noon eh. So now, ang sabi ko nga, because of the sponsorship of Qatar Airways for the PFL, now we have money to start the under 17 and under 13. So yun lang.
And
yun ang naka-affect talaga.
But you do plan to pursue the training center and move the entire PFF to Carmona, di ba?
Of course, yes. Meron na kaming MOU with the lot owner doon sa Carmona. It's a 4,000 square meter property, and we already signed an MOU, and we presented it to AFC, and AFC has agreed to, because the funding for the lot will come from AFC. Okay. So they have already agreed, and we're as soon as everything normalizes in AFC, kasi ngayon medyo wala pa, work at home pa sila, they'll send us a contract already for this lot. And we also had already initially have the plans for the building. And from a 6-story, I said, that's too much. So we just, first I said, 4 stories lang muna, but the foundation is good up to 6 stories, So there's already a perspective of the building and the plans of the building, the detailed plans. So, but the money that will be used for the construction of the building will come from our FIFA Forward program, which we haven't used in the last cycle. Meron kaming mga $2 million yata na deposit.
Dami pera.
But that's for the building.
And may dorm yun. May dorm na kasama yun.
Headquarters and then the plan for the dorm. So dalawang dorms yun. Dalawang for the women and men. So that will really, allow us to invite all our youth teams, for camps, and it's going to be better for the PFF because the cost of any camp is tremendous, But if we have our own lodging, we have our own facilities. Then that will really reduce the cost for the PFF. So everything is there. We're working on it. The plans has been given to me, and we all had already have submitted the plan to FIFA for their for them to take a look at that. So yun na ngayon ang sa status nung headquarters and dormitory.
There's been this, I think we've talked about this sa mga samahan natin during fellowships. What is really the surefire way of building a very strong youth team? Kasi we haven't done particularly well in the youth level. We mentioned na pwede natin silang dalhin sa Carmona, let them stay there, let them live there, and then let them study there. Alam mo yun, sir, marami talaga siyang, and then you run into a roadblock na parang, paano yan? Sino magagastos? Alam mo yun, you will displace these players from their families in some other parts of the Philippines. Ano yung take mo doon, sir, on really what we should do to really build, aside from, given na yung mga players nga natin galing sa iba-ibang parte ng bansa?
The key there is really to establish in each island group, na Mindanao, Luzon, and Visayas, a academy wherein they're malapit sila doon sa tinitirhan nila, and they'll be attached to a school, like one school that will help them in their education. Ang Carmona naman kasi si Dev is that's already for the selection, selected players that we want to bring them in. Let's say if I've selected players in Mindanao, in the future, let's say we have Mindanao, we have the one in Bukidnon, diba? And we're going to spend money also there for the upkeep and really to use it. Yun ang usapan namin sa mga taga Mindanao, diba? So sa Visayas, sa Bacolod, we were thinking of Bacolod, but I don't know now, but it's still there. In Luzon, we can have it in Carmona. But ang key naman talaga is that you have a pool of 30 players in each province, in each group of islands, and from there, the trainings, the coaching, kaya nga nag-uusap kami ni Scott ngayon, Scott Cooper, about the playing philosophy. Ano ba ang kailangang style ng Philippines na sasabihin natin? Diba? So that will be carried from the youth all the way to the national team. Diba? So Scott has prepared a program for that. And the key really are the coaches also, whether they will embrace this philosophy. By heart, di ba? Not hindi lang yung sige, pwede na yan, ganyan, but really believe in that philosophy. Believe in the style of play. So we really need coaches that are willing to do that, di ba? So yan ang sabi ko kay Scott, as soon as this pandemic or we be allowed to go to the provinces, then we will create a Mindanao Summit, a Visayas Summit, and a Luzon Summit. And we will invite the presidents and their technical, plus the coaches that you want to interview or you want to use for this, for this program. Kasi key the coaches. So that's what we want to do as soon as this will be allowed to.
Because for the longest time, sir, I think that has been one of the main debates among football observers, na parang wala tayong identity. What type of team, what type of ano klaseng laro ang Philippine football. So but to me, I've seen bits and pieces of it over the course of the last few years, na nakikita nga na nasusundan ko yung ASCAS, nakikita ko yung women's team, and they're if you think about it, meron din talaga silang common theme, yung pagiging hard, never say die ng team in terms of mentality and toughness. I think we are one of the toughest teams in Southeast Asia, but kailangan pa hindi pa yun, it's not enough. Kailangan
Not enough, yeah.
i-mix
We
mo
started
together.
so Delph, we started also with the ADT, di ba? Development
Oo.
team.
Oo.
That will, yung mga players will go to the ASCALs later. You know? So, yun ang ano natin, is parang from ADT, then we go to the youth. Di ba? Parang may sasalo yun eh. You know, youth go to ADT, and the ADT to the main ASCALs. Kasi
So,
we will give opportunities to all our local players to also to play for the national team. You know, it's an honor to play for the national team. I played national team for so many years. So,
oo.
iba if you play for the national team.
Ikaw pa na-experience mo lahat halos sa national team. We had so many nice conversations about your stints with the national team. Ano yung, let's just say, what's been some of your most memorable games or tournaments na napuntahan mo? I remember may kinuwento ka sa akin na yung damit nyo, yung tracksuit nyo, neon yata.
That was
Pumunta kayo sa China.
That was our trip to China in 1976. 1976, you know. We had a parang friendly games to be in China. So our uniform is, of course, the white blue, white and blue. But our tracksuit was apple green. In that time, in China, there were only 3 colors: black, white, or gray. That was during the time Mao Zedong. So if you walk in the street, talagang wow, you stand out.
Stand out. Kilala ka talaga. Hindi ka mawawala.
Kaya lahat tumitingin eh. Ano ba color to? Apple green.
But you did have a lot of games with some very, very good Asian teams before.
Yeah, because there were the Merdeka Cup, President's Cup, Indonesia, Merdeka Cup in Malaysia. So there were, wala naman kasi before yung mga FIFA dates FIFA friendlies or FIFA tournaments. So each country had their own tournament. Yung mga prestigious tournaments like the King's Cup in Thailand. So yun ang mga prestigious tournament that from time to time the Philippine team is invited. But not every year we're invited because it's a strong tournament. So they say, medyo ano kayo. So hindi kayo. Pero sometimes they invite us also. So
you played defender or
my first time in China. That's my first time with the national team when we went to China.
Yung 76. And that was a time of political very very may medyo sensitive ang sitwasyon sa China that time.
That was before Mao Zedong died. We were there when that was I think July we were there. And then August, Mao Zedong died. We were still there. So summer games were canceled.
Nandun kayo nung namatay si Mao Zedong.
Yeah,
nandun yung
very
national.
memorable for us, Kasi ibang-iba, there were people crying the streets. If they hear this internationally, there's this hymn, di ba? Parang mga aktivista yun, di ba? Bangon sa pagkakagupihiling.
Grabe.
Ganun, di ba? Kauring alipin. If they hear that tune, they stop in the streets. Biking, and they cry. Yeah, so
paano yun? Nakalaro pa kayo, sir? Or you were
played, I think, 4 games, all draw, But we are playing in the provincial teams. So we were transferring from one province to another. Yeah, Hunan, Hubei. We were in Hubei. Wuhan. I think we were in Wuhan. Hubei, because it was
buti na lang wala pang COVID-19. Sorry.
Chengdu, all these things, So we played, and my position, I was a center forward.
Striker. Ano ka pala?
I was striker. That was my first position when I played for national team. So yun. Then Mao Zedong died, so they had to cancel the games. But we had to go to the provinces that we're supposed to go. So, follow pa rin schedules, except that there were no games. So, yun na lang kami doon. Walang game.
Bakasyon na pala kayo noon, sir.
Bakasyon. So, yun. That was my first stint with the national team.
Sino yung coach nyo?
Juan Cutillas was coach.
Oh, wow.
I was in the team. My elder brother, Tony, were together in the team. And Moran brothers, Mike and Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Delfino brothers, Vic and Robs. And then, of course, Boy Mariano, Benavides.
Sir Bert. Si Sir Bert nandun na.
Bert Honasan. Yeah, was there. Moncho Caballero.
Ano pala talaga, sir, no? When you look at the trend, ang dami pala talaga magkakapatid na naglalaro sa national team, no? It seems that every generation of national team, meron talaga magkapatid na nakakapasok sa team. Like, di ba? Recent, di ba? Yung Ott brothers, Young Husbands. Dahil dahil siguro sa bahay na develop na kaagad.
Yeah, of course. They have the same interest. Our fathers, their fathers, had the interest in football, so it pushed us to play football. So it's more of a sibling rivalry.
And during this time, sir, were you done with your school? With your schooling at UP?
I was still taking up my engineering in UP. That's why when from China, I think August, and then that was already the midterm, or June, July, August.
Buti hindi ka binagsak ng professor mo, sir.
I was bringing my books in China as well. Sometimes you study, but sometimes, tinatamad ka because,
paano yun, sir? Do you need to submit mga papers? Wala naman.
Wala naman. It's just, you just have to do some readings. Kasi, of course, anong mga chapters, di ba? Anong kukunin yung mga the subject matters. Let's say for the next 3 weeks, subject matter is this. So, you just follow the subject matter.
So, you started playing 1976 and now, but also this time, you were also a two-sport athlete, di ba? You were also
playing. I stopped playing. I was playing in the UAP basketball, So I had to miss some basketball games.
So habang nasa national team ka, nagba-basketball ka as well.
So I missed some games in the UAP.
Did you play semi-pro or pro? Wala pa PBA nung naglalaro ka ng basketball?
UAP lang noon dati, di ba? UAP. Tapos there was the Mika, di ba? As I said earlier before in my interview, na I was taken by my coach in UP, si Felipe Fajardo, as parang noong 1974, he told me, I want you to be part of the farm team of Mariwasa. Like a development team of Mariwasa. And because once you graduate from UP, we want to get you for Mariwasa. So, I go to the practice sa Xavier pa noon. So from UP, I go to practice. That was 75 na. And that time, yung sa Mariwasa, yung mga players noon, sina Cisco Oliver, I don't know if you remember him. Tapos sina June Papa, they just came back from suspension because they were part of a Crispa team that, marami silang na-suspend doon, sina Florencio So, June Papa, Epoy Alcantara. So, they were part of yung mga kapractice ko.
But did play
in the allowance? Yung doon was, they give you an allowance every month. Basta ang agreement was that once you stop playing UAP, you play for the club. Wala namang draft noon It was all amateur. Mika was amateur.
But did you ever entertain thoughts of, because the PBA was in 1975, di ba?
75.
But did you ever cross your mind that I want to be a PBA player? nung time na yon?
That time kasi nung 75, before the PBA, there was an invitational. Invitational tournament dapat. Mika Invitational. So in the Mika Invitational, I was already part of the team. So I had my uniform, Honda uniform, like this, because we're getting ready for the invitational. But I think that was the time that the Mika owners decided to get away from BAP and put up PBA.
Okay.
So hindi na tuloy yung Mika Invitational. They went straight to the PBA already. And that time, sabi nga ni Feli sa akin, oh, bata, ano, pro? Sabi ko, kasi I was part of the team eh.
Oo.
So sabi ko, sir, tapusin ko muna yung pag-aaral ko sa UP.
Pero diretso ka sana PBA sa Mariwa sana team na yun kung pumayag
kasi
ka.
I was in the roster sa Mika Invitational.
But did you feel that you were good enough to play when you watched these nung nag-open na yung PBA, feeling mo kaya ko sana dyan, di ba? Did you ever had that feeling?
Alam mo naman yung parang you're not only thinking about your playing future but also your career, di ba? In other fields. So sabi ko naman magkano naman sweldo nun sa PBA when they started?
Oo nga, hindi tulad ngayon Hindi tulad ngayon
ako nga nung I was receiving 300 pesos noon para lang doon sa
practice player.
Practice allowance every month, ganyan. Para mag-ano ka lang. At the time, yung mga 600, 700
Pag angat sa
So sabi ko, anyway, I said, no, I have to finish my school, my engineering first. Buti sana kung but I was taking up engineering, so it was very taxing also.
But when you think about it, sak talaga yung episode natin dito, sir, kasi yung crossover football tsaka basketball So ikaw yun, two-sport athlete. But did you ever think were you a better basketball player or a better football player?
Of course, I'm a better football player.
Yun ay sagot. Yun ay sagot sa mystery bakit hindi ka nag-PBA.
But I was a point guard, but because of my training in football, I was playing defense in basketball. Anybody who was a shooter, I was assigned to guard. Because your reflexes are better. And in basketball, in the UAP, I was having a lot of interceptions because I can run backward, especially when magpa-fast break sila. An ordinary basketball player, he cannot, get that ball, that fast break ball, the one that's being,
nagiging safety ka, para safety ka.
Basketball, sige, fast break ka, I can catch that ball, I can get that ball, And in 1 against 2, our hands as football player are faster because we use the foot, di ba? So when you use the foot and your feet are fast, naturally your hands are faster. So you get a lot of interceptions.
Talaga no? But okay lang yun
I
dati.
use that for basketball,
Pero
stamina.
Isa pa yan.
As long as you're not in foul trouble,
andyan ka sa loob. Ilang years ka naglaro sa UAP, sir?
3 years.
3 years. Pero you finish your course in 4 years then.
Sorry, I finished my course in a lot of years. Because
Okay lang yun,
of course. How can you finish engineering in 5 years when most of the time you're playing, sometimes you're abroad because so you have to drop some subjects. And aside from that, I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't know if I will ever tell you. I got suspended in UP.
Na-suspend?
1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Makulit ka pala.
Nakakaya, rumble sa frat.
Okay lang.
Oh, lahat. Imagine, my school days are so colorful.
Pero grabe grabe yung mga at least that has made you who you are right now. Hindi pala
The training, all the
you are one person not to mess with. Yun ang
that was before, not now.
pero sir, yun nga no, moving forward I don't wanna delve on the career in Barota kasi syempre alam natin that whoever was there really got into football, but moving forward dun sa national team days mo, you played in several SEA Games, you scored against Japan. How many sa dami ng mga nilaro mo, sir, what was to you the most memorable as a national team player?
Well, of course, scoring against Japan was memorable.
Pero ano score nun? Ano score nun, sir?
But scoring from 40 yards.
Ito sabihin ko sa'yo. Pinipili mo lang yung sinuskoran mo. Hindi ka masyadong...
I scored against Iran.
Oh, kita mo? Saan ba yung Iran tsaka Japan sa football in Asia, di ba? Pinipili mo lang, di ba? Steady ka lang, di ba?
But I mean, we had played a lot of games, but I think one of the most memorable was in SEA Games, I think 1983, when we almost beat Malaysia. We drew with Malaysia. We had a chance to beat them, but the defending champion, and they were a strong team, but we drew with them, and that was one. And we had a chance to win the game. Oh. And the headline the next day, Philippines upsets Malaysia, even if it's a draw.
Kahit draw. Alam mo ka, those SEA Games nga, di ba? I don't know if you remember last year. Those SEA Games, nung natalo sila sa U22 team natin, parang akala mo National Day of Mourning sa kanila nung natalo sila. I'm sure you get a lot of text messages from your Malaysian friends, mga kasama mo sa AFF.
For the national team, of course, China was memorable because we were there. It was history. It's history. It's really history, and that's why my memorable also the stint with national team was that before 83 we trained in Russia. For 1 month. Yeah. And that was morning, afternoon training. That's why when we went to Malaysia, to Singapore, we drew with Malaysia.
Pagod na pagod kayo. Pagod na pagod kayo. Yung ba yung kwento mo na pagod kayo pagdating?
Yeah. But I don't want to dwell on that anymore.
pero syempre, a lot of experiences. Minsan kasi, the national team doesn't usually do camps dito they have to go abroad to Sir, I just wanna know kasi what sabi nga natin, when you win or when you draw Malaysia, they consider it an upset. At what point did we lag behind our Southeast Asian neighbors? Kasi kung titingnan mo ngayon, we're right up there again. We're in the top 3 in the rankings, but it was a slow and steady climb in the past 10 years. And kinailangan talaga na we had to Mr. Dan Palami, the PFF had to pour their resources in para lang maabot ulit yung status na yun. Where did we get behind along the way? Sa anong era yon na parang napag-iwanan tayo kahit papaano?
I think that was in the 60s or early 60s, because when in the 60s, football was really popular here also, You had Chinese teams, Chinese, own teams, Tsinghua Tigers, Electrons, Dragons.
Punong-puno yung Rizal Memorial.
Rizal, yeah. Meralco was there. Eco were playing. I can only read that in the in the comic magazine because I was
Oo.
in Iloilo. But that time, all the players from Barotac that were playing here, when they go back to Barotac to play during the fiesta, they tell stories about that. So you hear the stories about how football was. But I guess it came to a point that there were some, not so nice things happening in football. That time there was some game fixing already, you
Mm.
know, game manipulation. So the of course when these things happen, then football, any sport will go down.
Oo.
And during that time, naman, our neighbors were also playing among themselves. Yeah, they have the peninsular games. That's why in '77, that was only at the time that we joined the ASEAN.
Mm.
The
Mm.
ASEAN
Southeast Asian Games kayo, di ko
South Asian
anong...
Games. But before that, they had Singapore, in Malaysia, Indonesia. They were playing among themselves. In the Philippines, we had nobody to play on national teams except when Cruzeiro comes here, or but not on a regular basis, for the national teams to play. So you need competitions for the national team to really, get the best from them, from the players. So that time, the club competition went down. So and then there was not so many national team competitions for our national team. I remember in the 60s, Korea went here. They played against a national team in Paglaom. And
Oh,
we drew against
Bacolod.
Korea. Yeah, we drew against Korea.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Grabe.
that was, but the other countries were playing a lot. The national teams were playing a lot. So that was the decline probably of the national team.
Oo. And then now na unti-unti tayo nakakabalik,
Yeah.
it seemed like, pag nasa abroad, pag naglalaro, nagko-cover ako, sabi ko, pag natatalo, sabi ko, nako, we're just paying our dues because masyado nang matagal na pabayaan itong football sa Pilipinas.
Yeah, it's really, the competitions is needed for any team. It's a good thing now that we have a lot of competition for the national team. We have the World Cup qualifier, we have the Suzuki Cup, we have the Southeast Asian Games. So we have a lot of competitions. Before, wala eh.
Oo. And nung absence yung competition, si Sir Dan was also busy trying to arrange kayo. We're trying to arrange these friendlies and holding these tournaments. Kahit paano nakakatulong, every time.
Even the 60s, kaya sabi ko, we once in a while we're invited, sometimes we're invited before the Philippine team gets invited in Korea, the President's Cup in Korea. But that time we had the 4 Spanish players, Lozano, Cuenca, or the 4 players who reinforced the Philippine team. So we had a strong Philippine team that time with the reinforcement of the Spanish players. So that's why we were invited in Merdeka, but nung nag-all Filipino, wala na, medyo mahina na. I think we were once invited to the President's Cup in Indonesia. We played there. And the King's Cup in Thailand. So yun lang ang but Merdeka, hindi na tayo naimbita. Korean, hindi na tayo naimbita.
Nakakaingit. When I see that, I've been to Kuala Lumpur several times and nadadaanan ng train yung stadium ko saan nag-Merdeka Cup eh. Nakikita mo yung mga honor roll eh. It's such an historic tournament as well.
It was, I think, the most prestigious cup in Asia before. Kasi before, Japan, wala pa naman eh. Korea is there, pero Japan, wala pa masyado. China wasn't there. So, yun ang Malaysia even beat Korea for the Olympic qualifier noon. But they didn't go because of the Afghanistan issue in Russia. So,
what a coincidence. I don't know if coincidence siya o talagang gusto mo. you slowly became involved in the sport even after your playing days. Naging ano ka pa rin, you've become one of the more influential leaders ng football. And I do believe matagal ka na dapat naging presidente ng PFF, not just in 2011, but you've been groomed from a long time ago to lead the sport in the country. You know, when I look back, I find it funny na parang medyo medyo na late pa si Sir Nonong sa pagpasok. Baka kung maaga sana na nakuha yung posisyon, baka unti-unti na tayong you were already starting to build the blocks on Philippine football and the development that we have now.
Well, there's a time for everything, you know. So timing itself, you know. That time naman when they were grooming me, I said, you know, I'm still busy with my business. You know, I'm starting a family, and you know, I have to save for the rainy days. So I was more concerned about my business, my family at that time. You know, although I was also involved in football, I was helping football and doing it on our own, you know, passion. But that time, you know, I think that I said, no, I'm not yet ready to become president of football, and then that's why it took me a long time to really decide when everything was already really in shambles. That you know, football was really down, the leadership was down, you know, PFF was down, so I cannot turn away from football. You know, and because maybe you know it, but my business started from football. You know, because of my connection in football. So, and from there, you know, we grew in terms of business, but it all started from a connection in football. So, and and I owe something to football. So that's why I cannot turn my back on football. That's why, you know, when things didn't work right in 2010, 2009, 2010. So I said, you know, well, maybe now is the time.
De, okay naman na yung business mo, sir. Eh. Very successful naman eh.
No, hindi naman. But, it was providential actually si Delph when I took over the PFF, di ba? We won against Vietnam.
You know the funniest memory I have with that 2010 run was kakatapos lang yung Congress sa Ultra. And 'di ba, medyo controversial 'yon, Mr. Mario Martinez, may his soul rest in peace. Andun siya, 'di ba? He got removed, and a lot of the football leaders picked you to lead the organization. And then we go to dinner in a restaurant somewhere there in the area. And then ayun na, nag-text na. Yung Ascas, yung national team, just lost. Just lost 8-0 to Aytay. Ano? Sabi ko, paano kaya ito mananalo sa Vietnam? Tinambakan niya dito sa Thailand. So parang sabi ko, parang hindi maganda. Pero alam mo yung, you know, in just in a span of a few days, a very kumbaga a turning point in the Philippines, tapos sa international may turning point, in just 1 week yata, Sir Nonong, nagbago lahat eh.
Oh yeah, and you know very well the story about my election that even AFC, you know,
ang tagal yun
na for me to assume the presidency, you know.
Ang tagal mo bago na recognize.
Yeah, so we had to fight all the way to Zurich, and anyway, that's water under the bridge. So it's an experience that we cannot forget. And so, you know, that's why my timing was very lucky. You know, I mean, I consider myself very lucky because when I assumed the presidency, it was the miracle in Hanoi, di ba? And sponsors came in to support the Philippine football. So parang napadali yung trabaho ko.
Yeah, but
When I took over the presidency, we had, I think, $150 in the bank account. How would you run an
150?
organization?
Oh, wow.
How would you run an organization? So I had to advance some money first.
Buti na nandyan ka. Buti na nandyan yung business mo.
So, because football naman is there.
Oo naman.
So anyway,
Sabi nga nila, sir, yung joke di ba? Yung football pro bono daw. Pro abono.
wag lang sabong nga. Wag lang sanang pro bono. Wag lang abono. Wag lang pro bono. Wag lang abono.
Minsan pro abono. No, but again, no, nung naging syempre naging ano ka na, no, nung naging PFF president ka na, you were not, challenged for in the next two elections. But you also took a chance in, getting, I think because of your credibility, of your reputation, you were able to raise the profile of the Philippines when it comes to, yung mga leaders sa football in the world. And you were able to, give the Philippines, a bigger voice, kumbaga, sa world of football. Nakuha ka ng pwesto sa FIFA. How does these things work, sir? Parang hindi ko ma-imagine na, you out of so many people there, and some of them have been there for the longest time, but yet somehow you were able to emerge from that and become, a member of the FIFA Council. Parang hindi ko ma-imagine, sir, how many people you have to talk to, how many people you have to meet, how many people you have to convince that you are right for the position.
Alam mo si Del, kaya nga nagalit nung election na ito dito, di ba? Because they were questioning my integrity. Di ba? One guy even lambasted me in the radio like that. But I said, in football, in football politics in the world, integrity is very important. People will trust you. You have to get the trust of this. Those that are, bigger than us. We're a small fry in football compared to our other brothers in Asia. But when during the first election of Sheikh Salman, so I really campaigned for him. That's why I said during this election, some people were endorsed me, and then they didn't even vote for me. I said, you should never endorse a person and not vote for him. Or if you endorse a person, you should work hard for him to be elected, because you're endorsing this person. You believe in his leadership. You're endorsing him. That's why that is probably what they see in me in AFC and FIFA. When I put I don't, at sabi man, hindi ako namamangka sa dalawang
dalawang ilog.
Ilog ba yun?
Hindi ka namamangka sa dalawang ilog.
Oo, di ba? Kaya nga one time, one of my friends was running for FIFA Council. I wasn't running yet. Came here. So I told him, I'm sorry, I cannot
support you.
The reasons are this. So you should do this first before you even run. Because he told me, if I were in your shoes, what would I do? I said, these are the things you should do. So you should, be frank. I remember somebody was running for AFC president, my friend in ASEAN. So he was saying, we're ASEAN brothers, and we should unite like this, like that. I told him, you're invoking unity of ASEAN only now, but your actions before that, you were the ones who was destroying the unity of ASEAN. So how can I vote for you? I said, I'm sorry, I cannot vote for you, even if you are the same, even in the same region as ASEAN. if you're saying about unity, you should show that, you should work for the unity of ASEAN, not only during election. So, and he lost, and I saw him in the lounge, in the airport lounge. I said, I'm sorry, Dato, what happened? He said, no, Mariano, I admire you because you told me exactly what you were going to do. A lot of people promised to vote for me, but nothing happened. So you should be, that's why I didn't, not in my wild dreams not in my wild imagination that I'll be a member of the FIFA Council, the Exco of FIFA.
Mm.
And that's why, but before that in AFC, when Sheikh Salman won, he was so happy. He said, Mariano, thank you for your trust. And from time to time, can I call you? Because you'll be, I can trust you. I said, no, that, and he said, yeah, Your Highness or Your Excellency, yes, you can do that. But I never called him for any favor. Yeah. Because a lot of people, you call them, yeah, like that. But, that's why sometimes he tells me, why don't you call me? I said, I cannot, why should I call you like that? I have nothing to discuss with you.
But because of these, sir, I think we've really strengthened some of the ties that we have with these other countries na, who seem to, get to know you and your brand of leadership, and they're the ones actually offering help.
Yeah, you don't take advantage personally. That's what we say. Don't take advantage personally of your relationship with these people. Do it for football. Do it for Philippine football. That's why, you go to Qatar, imagine. But,
Yeah.
nothing. I don't, it's not my character to ask personally anything from them. Even you can ask them if I have asked anything from them. Personally, nothing. We do it for Philippines, for football. So that's why, especially during election, people ask for money, di ba? Like that. But we never did that. Philippines never did that.
Sa
Asking for favors for election? No.
wala na tayo pambigay, sir. Wala ka.
EFC? That's right.
Wala rin tayo pambigay. Anyway,
That's why when I ran for FIFA, first I ran for AFC Exco, di ba? My campaign manager was Sheikh Salman. So I was campaigning. They said, why should you worry? Your campaign manager is the president. So I was lucky to be elected in the AFC Exco at the time. And after that, we campaigned for Qatar for FIFA Council, FIFA Exco at the time, but unfortunately, he was not allowed to run because he was suspended or something because of non-cooperation, which was very flimsy. It was a flimsy excuse. That was in Goa. And after that, they told me that the time the election came, I was I think I was in Abu Dhabi for the draw of the Asian Cup. That was January. And the last day of filing of candidacy for FIFA Council was January 30. 31. I was in Abu Dhabi January 25. So they called me, we want to discuss with you something. I said, okay, no problem. I said, who am I going to support for FIFA Council now? Because Saud, my friend, cannot run. So they said, we want you to run for FIFA Council because we believe that you can do a good job in the council. So I said, of course I have to ask. I said, ask Sheikh Salman. So Salman said, no, you run, Mariano. You're a good addition to the FIFA Council. I asked Sheikh Al Sabah because the time I was running. And I endorsed him. I said, it's not good if I endorse him and I'm running against, if we're running together,
May
of course,
tatlo.
you're running
Yeah.
against him. So I said, Mariano, no, run. You withdraw your endorsement from me. I'll tell AFC, and we run together. I'll help you. So, and of course, the last thing I said was, I want to ask my wife.
Oo, syempre. Yan ang pinaka-importante dyan. Because baka magalit si Ninang, di ba?
Taken aback na, what? I said, I have to ask my wife.
Baka magalit si Ninang, puro ka biyahe.
Syempre, sa akin natin kasi election nun sa AFC, I forgot about her birthday. Kasi pa rin.
Ang laki ng kasalanan na yun, sir. But
anyway, yun nga parang, I never imagined to be there because of the trust of these people, I cannot betray their trust. I cannot let them down. That's why, we're very careful about what if you are given that position, you should do all the things that, your best to serve that position. That door is open to you. Diba? So you have to immerse yourself in that.
Pero grabe, sir, no. I think parang your career as a football leader pretty much has surpassed yung days mo as accomplishments mo as a player. And you had a very good career as a player. And that speaks a lot sa accomplishments mo. Grabe. Parang but ano lang ako na medyo na gusto ko kitang tanungin. Sabi ko, siguro nadala ni Sir Nonong yung pagka-competitive niya nung player siya, tapos na naging tumatakbo na siya sa mga pwesto niya kasi grabe din yung determination and drive niya.
Actually, sabi nga nila yung taga-India nga si Patel. Now he's a member of the FIFA Council na. Mariano, how can anyone not vote for you? Or smiling.
Oo. Di ba? Lagi ka it helps. It helps to have that really light personality to
it helps, Kasi wala naman tayong ma-offer Wala ka namang pera, may offer sa kanila Diba? It's just service. Diba? What you can do, kaya kung may matatawag sa akin, sige, gano'n, what you can do for the country, gano'n. So, yun lang naman ang natin. Smile.
So dahil sir, ibabasahin ko lang to para may maano tayo. The CPT Crossover Podcast is presented by Smart Sports with Smart. We are simple, smart, game-changing, simple. Smart ako.
Thank you, Smart, also for supporting football.
Oo, laking bagay din, no? During the...
when I became president, right away, di ba?
And may mga age group. Nandun ka agad sila. But moving on, sir, I know it's your last term. What do you... and there are a couple of crucial meetings coming up on the future of the sport of in the world, no? And you will be involved in that. Pero I wanna go straight to to how what would be your legacy sa Philippine football when the time comes, kasi this is your last term. What do you want to leave behind? What mark do you want to leave behind for Philippine football?
Well, I want to leave an organization which is is stable, and with the structure working. Of course, we have to do a lot of things for the organization. We have to change a lot of in the organizational structure. We have to do some things that will really that will work for football. It's gonna be work for football, not work for politics, but work for football. And I hope that of course our headquarters will be. I want to finish that before. Hopefully, it will be finished by next year if we start now. It will be something that football can be proud of. The organization can be proud of, because I think that we'll be the only organization that will have our own headquarters and our own dormitories that the athletes can use. And mind you, Sidel, even other sports can use our facilities in the future. You know? So it's a cooperation among sporting associations. So the most important kasi is the structure, di ba? That it is proactive, that caters to football and to football development. And I hope that we can, when I leave football as president, the structure is well placed. It's being well run. It's running well, and anyone that can come in, that will change, that will be president, will just have to will not find it hard to run the organization. There are a lot of people who are capable of running the organization, but the most important thing is the system, the structure. Yeah.
Oh, and you did already set the tone kung yung direction natin, but syempre you're ang daming syempre nung election ang dami lang nag-critics, ang dami lang so,
that's part of life,
but you've embraced these kumbaga criticisms, and you've actually tried to bring it to your next term, diba? You've been proactive with these comments, and you're trying to do something about it.
Yes, of course. We cannot just sit down and wait for things to happen. You have to do something, to put football again in the map and move forward.
Well, I think that's all the time we have with Sir Nonong. Sir, grabe. Hindi ko alam na suspend ka sa UP. yung mga kwento mo, sobrang nag-enjoy ako, sir. I think some of those stories, although we've talked before, some of those stories I've never heard. Medyo hindi kakaiba rin yung mga kwento mo. But thank you for being so honest and so candid about a lot of things, and also yung mga experiences mo. I know you travel a lot up until the pandemic, hindi ka talaga mahuli-huli minsan sa Pilipinas pag natawagan, but then again, you've been always available to almost every person who has a stake in the sport, and I think that has been a well documented trait of yours, na nakikinig ka talaga sa mga hinaing ng mga football leaders. I saw that in dito sa Pilipinas, kung gaano ka support, yung laki ng support sa iyo ng mga football association presidents. Any message to those who you really support the sport in this country, and those who love the sport?
Ako naman sa Dev, okay naman yung mga critic na yan. Yung mga, because they have their own point of view, which we can also look at, Kasi lahat naman mayroong sariling diskarte, di ba? Which we can use, which you can, align ourselves with. Wag lang yung karakter mo, wag lang yung karakter assassination.
Pero okay naman, sir, kasi masuportado naman yung mga nakita natin yung support sa'yo, overwhelming. Everyone seems to be on the same page now. Nakikita natin as we had the last workshop that I witnessed with you there. You had a really good interaction with some of our football leaders. So that's all the time we have with Mr. Nono Arneta, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I'll see you soon. Magkikita tayo, sir.
Stay healthy.
Oo. Ikaw din, sir. Mas payat ka na sa akin ngayon eh. Mas mabigat na ako kasi sa'yo. Sige. But before we say goodbye, I'm inviting everyone to join Norman Riego, Randolph Yongson, and the Phenom, Kiefer Ravena for the Prospects Pod. No, yung kanilang unang episode will be on Friday. So stick with abangan niyo yung mga announcements sa Tiebreaker Times Facebook page for the Prospects Pod with Kiefer Ravena, Norman Riego, and Randolph Yongson. It's going to be very interesting. Their first guest is the great Ben Imbala. Prospects Pod presented by Smart, and it's also part of the Tiebreaker Times Vodcast Network. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood nitong CPT Crossover Podcast presented by Smart Sports. With Smart, we are simple, smart, game-changing, simple. Smart ako. Also, thank you to Upstream Media PH, ang aking mga boss, Jan, si Direk Glenn Charles Lopez, Saya Graphics for the graphics that we have. Also, thank you to Matt Lee of the Tiebreaker Times. Maraming salamat for trusting the vodcast enough to carry it in your network. And abangan niyo yung mga mga Tiebreaker Times vodcast programs because they're going to be medyo kung medyo nag-enjoy kayo dito, I think mas mag-i-enjoy kayo sa ibang mga programs na ihatid sa inyo ng Tiebreaker Times. So that's all we have for today. My name is Sidav Tupas. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay sa CPT Crossover Podcast. Thank you and good day.
The way you live your life depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network's speed and strength. Slow means
Game over.
but the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means
Game changing.
choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life?
Simple and smart ako.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigafy happiness. Gigafy love. Gigafy friendship. Gigafy dreams. Gigafy hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.